Bring up Lynn Forensic.
I'm going to try to read this, and if I can't
Use the microphone.
my husband Michael is going to come up and read it for me. Okay. All right. Let's do this. First, my condolences to Michael and Allie and Marley, and to all of Karen's family and friends that are here. My name is Linda, and Karen was my lifelong friend. I'm going to do it. I want to share with you some of my experiences with Karen. As many of you already know, Karen and I were born in Lakewood, Ohio, on a blizzardy 1951 day, less than 24 hours apart in the same hospital. We often joked that we might have been laying next to each other in our bassinets in the nursery while our dads were on the other side of the big glass, proudly pointing out to each other their newborn daughters. Fast forward 10 years to the public pool in Rocky River, Ohio, where my friend Laura and I met Karen, and were also befriended by her older brother Terry and his group of friends. Terry asked us to join his group by first pushing us in the water, looking us in our eyes, and yelling, "Marco Polo," and then dashing off. Terry told us later that he chose us because he looked for really good swimmers to join his group, so we felt honored. We reconnected at the pool for the next 3 summers for 3 months each year, madly dodging all the other swimmers, then chasing each other around the pool and yelling Marco Polo. And we also spent lots of time going off the diving boards, high and low, trying to outdo each other with backflips, cutaways, and making big splashes doing bananas. Yes, public pools back east had, and some still have, diving boards. The most fun and challenges of the day at the pool were always to be had there. Karen went off the diving boards with us, but had to be very careful because sometimes when she dove off the board, she would surface the water yelling that her arm had gone out of its socket. But more about that later. That got fixed down the road. Once high school started, I met another friend in gym class, and as she recognized a fellow tomboy, me, she asked me to join her group called the FGAs, and that group included Karen, whom I already knew from the pool. I discovered that I loved this group of friends. We were together for all 4 years. We were just a bunch of goofballs that had in common a bizarre, silly, and a little twisted sense of humor, along with a great sense of adventure. We gave Karen the nickname Rubber Arm because her arm had a tendency to go out of its socket at the least opportune moment. And when that happened, it was a comedy of errors with us trying to get her arm to go back into her socket. It was a fiasco for all of us until the EMTs arrived. Karen finally did have an operation to correct that problem at a later date. 25 years later, the FGAs had time to reconnect via the internet and vowed to get together as many times as was possible, and we did every few years. And those reunions were so much fun because when we got together, it was as if no time had passed since the last time we saw each other. Then in 2003, my husband and I moved our publishing business from the Bay Area to Nevada County. And 4 years later, Karen and Michael retired from LA and moved to Nevada City. Here we were in our 50s, living 15 minutes apart from each other, What a surprise and what a gift. But as I was still working in our home business and later working full-time for the Mountain Astrologer magazine, I was not able to spend as much time with Karen as I would have liked. But when we did get together, we embraced every moment and were always cognizant of the fact that living so close to each other this many years later was bizarre and truly wonderful. Over the years, we went to many musical events together as our husbands were in a band called Sergeant Funky, and we celebrated our birthdays together for the last 12 years. Karen became like a sister to me. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try to do it. And I grew to love her more and more as time went on. Finally, I retired a little over a year ago, and Karen and I vowed to spend more time with each other, and we did. Some of the things we did together were hiking the Independence Trail, the Canal Path Trail. We went to lunches at Lefty's, we vacationed at Palm Springs, and regularly got together when the band practiced at her house. And since I am a bit of a recluse and introverted by nature, Karen always handled those tendencies with understanding and respect. But she made sure to frequently encourage me to come out and play with her, and I'm so grateful for that. In closing, for me, having a person in my life who has pretty much been there from the very beginning and experienced with me the rites of passage from childhood to adulthood, that kind of personal knowledge is rare and adds an extra dimension to the concept of the word friendship. Sometimes you also receive the gift of unconditional love from this experience. And we definitely gave that to each other. The loss of unconditional love is the kind of loss that is always very deeply felt. And I'm sure many of you out there feel that and felt that when Karen left us. The gifts that have been given to all of us by Karen are plentiful and too numerous to be mentioned. Along with the wonderful memories, we are reminded that what we have and daily take for granted will not last forever. So now my friend is gone from this, has gone from this plane of existence, but I can still see her smile in my mind's eye. And as I look into those smiling, loving eyes, I can see her mischievous twinkle beginning to emerge. And I tell her, and I can hear her tell me softly, Lynn, everything is going to be okay. And I believe her because I know eventually it will. Thank you.